to? And what did this world do to you? What will it take to get you through? And how long has this had a hold on you?
Hello, welcome back to another edition of Addicted2. We're going to continue on with my good friend Lon here, and we're going to pick off where we left off. So welcome back.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sean. This is really a learning experience for yourself in, I guess, on your engineering, how you operate your system here with the mics and your little mixer down there. So that's really great for Sean. It's getting into that. Well, every time I look at it, it's kind of getting into that feel of, well, when I was on the air, I guess, along those same lines. So, but it's a good learning experience for you because we were talking about how we've changed and how we've grown up. And I've seen so much of a change in your life in the last few years, how I thought, wow, Sean is like, he's a little more calmer, he's a little more peaceful.
A little.
Yeah. Well, maybe that was when you first started to make a transition, right? From that jumping and just everything all over the place, right? And I see that in you. I see that growth, and that makes me feel so good about where you are in your life and what you can do to better yourself in a life that you accept things the way they are, and just to keep bettering yourself. And you've done so many things, like you said, you were talking about your childhood books that you wrote, right? And with your everyday, and we did discuss this. We didn't talk about it on the first broadcast, but how you go to the gym on a pretty regular basis, and you have a great looking dog here, right? With and you take him on walks, and he's just a great dog. Just a companion for you, right? And you help a lot of people. You've brought people into your home, and it's just, I see so many things. You're just if something would have ever happened to you, or you would have decided to get out of this life, then you didn't want it at all, it would be a loss. It'd be a loss to a lot of people in where we are in our lives today. It would be a great loss to have you not around with us. So I'm just I'm so grateful to be able to call you a dear friend, right? And it's just so good to see you excel in things, and not go well, you were going a little ballistic and what, bat crazy you're calling, right?
Batshit crazy, yeah.
Batshit crazy, yeah.
I took on too much. I started a relationship and a business. I don't have the relationship anymore. That wasn't good for me. But, I appreciate all the things you're saying. Sometimes a lot of times, I don't stop and think about what I've accomplished. And in my addiction, part of my guise would be, I was narcissistic as hell and egotistical, and it was a defense mechanism. Don't F with me, back off kind of a thing. Yep. I'm a short guy, but I didn't go picking fights. But, if somebody was, I would be putting up roadblocks, not interested. Don't stop here, train wreck. I was my own train wreck. Yep. But to hear you say those things, and I stop and think, I wrote a couple of children's books. I started a business. It's thriving. I got a partner there now. I've tried to, I'm doing this, and there's a big part of me that doesn't really want to take any credit for those things, because when I'm sober, I'm not the egotistical. I'm not ashamed of the stuff I did, but I don't know. I just put one foot in front of the other, and other people say, you're an inspiration to me. And I am? Me? Really? But my hope for this platform is to be really observational and not to be for or against any one thing or method, but to really show some other people, how I made it to 12 years, how you made it to how many? You must be
14 coming up, I do believe. Yeah.
And like I said, like putting down the drinks or the drugs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
To me, that's the first step to clear your mind. Now you're dealing with the raw you, with the trauma and the problems you have.
Exactly.
And that is what I'm trying to get across to people, is to say there could be instances where you need to do a lot more work, because the Holy Grail here isn't just the sobriety. That's a big part. You got to start there. Then when you got the clear mind. But the Holy Grail to me, man, is, can you wake up happy? Can you go through your day without your blood boiling? Like you say, you seem to be mentioning last show that you've got your connection. I wanted you to maybe expand on that a little bit more. Is that your secret sauce?
I like the phrase secret sauce when you're talking about. It's something that I look at and think, wow, that sounds pretty delicious. I wonder, is it sweet or is it spicy? Because I know you like spicy stuff.
Let's face it, there's a little zing in there with a little kick. We've got a little chili in there, but whatever.
Yeah. No, there's certain things I do when I first get up in the morning, right? And I just thank, the higher power we were mentioning in the last show, right? That I came to trust and rely on, that's always been with me in my life ever since I was, yay high to and right into my late into where I am now. And it's so there's certain things that I just thank my higher power where I am each and every day that I've been given this life. I just swing my feet off the bed, and that's when I start doing. It's like it's not really. It's more of a speaking with that higher power, but spiritually, and to
you do. I know you do readings.
Yes.
Do you still do that?
I do. Yes, I do a lot of readings. And there's certain things that I read in the book that I have, right? And I read those. And I read those each and every day. These pages that guide and strengthen me through the day. That I don't have to. I don't have to live like I used to and be the person that I was at one time and conduct myself as just a kind of a normal human being. But even in my sobriety, I can get a little off normal, right? My life can get unmanageable sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but I can always bring that back. I can always stop and take some time to redo what I do in the morning, to redo it again later on. And I have that opportunity to be able to do that with what I do in my life and the program that I've been given, each and every day. So that works for myself. That's the right now with myself. I am a little older. I've been classified now as an old senior citizen. I am.
Who said that?
This is what my doctor. He said, and it's been said. Now, are these experts that say this? When you hit my age that I am today, you're old.
Is that right?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And
I didn't know there was a certain threshold.
Yeah, neither did I. I just thought, well, you get old when you get old. Like for the age I'm at, and I will disclose my age. I'm 75.
But you're looking good.
Yeah. But I don't feel, do I feel 75? No, I feel like I'm still 40, 45, or I can do certain things. I come in tonight to do the show with you, right? And you said, what happened to your knee, right? Well, I got a brace on my knee, right? Because it helps strengthen my knee because I have this thing called arthritis in my both knees, right? And it's It's called an osteoarthritis, right? So there's certain things, like with our, walking stairs is pretty difficult, right? Going up and down stairs.
So if you were still in your addiction, can you imagine? I mean, it's a shock to me to hear you be informed of the fact that you're old. I mean, because people make it to, 80, 85, 90, 95 these days. I mean, that's not unheard of.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if we were the mess that we were in, trying to navigate, the fact that, I mean, I'm 59, I'm feeling good, but I know my body is deteriorating compared to what it was even 10 years ago physically.
Yeah.
Even though I go to the gym and, try to do the best I can to fight. I've got a physical job and I can't do what I used to do.
Yeah. If I wouldn't have changed my life at that certain time, period of where my life was, and I finally knew I had to do something with my life, right? It would have, I don't think I'd be here today. I really don't think, because I would have got into some messes where it just, I couldn't have stood on my feet or my legs. Something would have happened to me, right? I would have probably really hurt, So, yeah. And here.
Just push. The dog just wants attention.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. All right. So it would have, I don't think I'd be here today.
But not only that, just getting back to what you were saying resonated with me, and one of the tricks I learned from my other sponsor, John, was, when you're kind of getting knocked off balance there, if I'd phone him up and I was like, really charged up, he'd say, breathe. And as crazy as that sounds, I mean, it took him cueing me a long time, but now when I'm in those moments, I stop and think, breathe, and it's a little trick. And when you're getting amped up, it's not that easy to think of. But if you can think of it and start to incorporate it into your life and just, it does something.
Yes. Yeah.
And it de-escalates things, and it gives some kind of a release. I'd love to find out from some neuroscientist what the actual effect is. It's a very easy, quick trick. The only complication to this thing is you've got to remember to do it. And when you're getting amped up, so before you hit red line,
right,
the trick would be to do that and then to step back. So if you're having some kind of an interaction with your spouse, girlfriend, whatever it is, even your kids, your parents, whatever it is.
That goes on today. That happens today in life.
The trick would be to breathe and even remove yourself and take a couple minutes out to just
breathe in, breathe out.
So that we do not say things that are hurtful, in anger, that you have to apologize for. You don't have to apologize to somebody because you've taken a big breath and you've taken a minute to respond. They might be egging you on because they want a response, but we don't always have to take the bait. And that's one trick that took years for me to learn, and still trying to manage it, even in the instance of driving or whatnot, and just say to yourself, that they're in a bigger hurry than I am.
Yeah. And that's probably like a breathe in, breathe out for you, right? That they've got somewhere to, something's going on in their life where they instantly just took it right away, that they would just move, and but you had grown enough and matured enough to be able to just let it be, And
and don't bite, because I'm really getting into this energy kick.
Yeah.
And I mean, we feel energy. You've been married to Shirley how long?
We've been married now for 32 years.
So I'm guessing.
Second time around.
We can talk about that for a bit. But I'm guessing, no word of a lie, that Shirley could be in a room 40 feet away from you, and you could just enter into the room. If one look, you can tell something's not right. She doesn't need to tell you with words. She can give you one look, and you're getting the gist. Uh-oh. She's not happy.
Exactly.
Or you could tell that she is happy. So, like I said, even in traffic, if somebody passes you, okay. But if somebody has that energy where they're tromping on it and blowing by you, you can feel the anger. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But we don't have to respond to it.
No, we don't. And Shirley and I now, I feel like I've been with Shirley for my entire life.
32 years. I mean, let's face it.
And we were both married. Our first marriages went 13 years, hers and mine. And now we've been together 32 years. We've known each other for 36 years. And we can read each other's minds. we know what the other one's thinking. And most of the stuff that we talk about, we are on the same page. Sometimes we had a discussion the other night, in fact. For example, we were talking about something, and I disagreed to agree, or agree to disagree. One of those, right?
Yeah.
And, we just kind of left it at that. But Shirley had her opinion. I have mine. We all have our own opinions, Anything I do in my 12-step, my group, right? That's just my opinion of what the program has done for me. That's I'm not speaking for that. It's just my opinion.
Yeah. But I mean, it's amazing too, because I know this is personal and we're not going to get into any of the details, but I know when I became your sponsor, and I don't think I was directly involved.
Yeah.
But you guys were hitting a rough patch, and that is not uncommon in sobriety.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody told me, "Oh, don't worry, you'll be married or have a girlfriend. It just won't be to the same person you're with now." Joking, and I mean, I've seen it prevalent, and I don't know if it's because we've done too much damage or there's other underlying reasons, and I certainly don't want to pry. But I mean, my hat's off to you for the fact that you came through it and you were able to navigate it. That's a testament to you and Shirley that, you came through all of this, all of the craziness.
Thank you.
And then through the sobriety, which again does not fix everything, because whatever those underlying problems were I'm guessing still remained. And then you had to look at that component. Just getting sober didn't fix everything.
No, it was one day I just it was just getting down to the point where I was thinking about what would it cost me to be in an apartment on my own, but all these things were going through my mind at the time, and I felt I really, we felt we didn't deserve things, right? We were talking about that in the show as well, and I felt I did not deserve Shirley anymore in my life. Shirley can do better. And this, I think I was a couple of years old.
You'd let her down, and you couldn't get over that, or
I don't, just for all the things that I did to Shirley, because I was really into my addiction when Shirley and I, not when we met, but I did do,
it evolved.
I lied, I was dishonest, like all those things were with Shirley when I was back out in my addiction again, right? And I like I scoot back to my first marriage. I was cheating on my first wife, right? But with Shirley, I did all those other things, but I never did. I was always loyal to Shirley. I've never strayed on Shirley, never. And they say never say never. To this day,
your mistress was the bottle.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You would, I'm guessing, and I'm not passing any judgment.
No.
You know how many times I should have been.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'll be there Friday and stroll in Monday.
Yeah.
And you know, this is years ago, but we will always pick our DOC over the people we love, and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
And it's sad to admit that, but that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the damaging effects of addiction.
Yeah, and it takes, it's nothing's an overnight matter. I mean, we're in this. I am just so gratefully blessed that I'm able to be in a program that it'll be here for family, and people who are in our family that are coming up, because it's this spiritual malady or illness that we have. It's so family oriented as well as for the individual, right? And I don't know whether it works through genes or whatever the case, right? But I know it's it might, and some people say it might cross generations and stuff like this, right? Where we find that we cannot function in society without taking some sort of mood altering substance or liquid, whatever the case, right? So I'm addicted to alcohol. That's my addiction to alcohol, and somehow that has disappeared. The alcohol, I don't get any thoughts of alcohol anymore. I see it, but I don't think. And I've heard people say this. Wow, I see it there. Man, it'd be good to sit down and have. My mind doesn't even go there. I don't know. It's been taken away, and maybe that higher power took that away, and now I just my way of doing things is how I use this apparatus on my shoulders, right?
But I have heard.
Yeah.
I have heard. Yeah. Guys with 25 and girls, 20, 25, 30 years, that in that moment, for whatever reason, it becomes an obsession. The window can always open, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I'm glad for you. I'd be lying if I, most of the time, my cravings are gone. It's not an issue for me. Yeah. What I've said on this program openly, and I've told you before too, I've stood up my birthdays and talked about it.
Yeah.
I know I'll never be cured. I mean, look at when I was here alone in COVID, I felt like I was in my addiction because I'd be on the couch watching shows on Netflix with nothing other to do, and I'd get up at 2:00 and I was like, oh my God, this, like, I haven't accomplished anything. I didn't go, and I was just, then I had to breathe and calm myself down and, look at what happened in COVID.
Yeah.
You could barely go to the grocery store, but nobody said there was a limit on how many times you could go to the liquor store. They didn't say only go to the liquor store once or none,
Yeah.
But please don't go to the grocery store any more than once in a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, that spoke volumes. And I don't know who made that decision, the government, and I don't know why. But they must have thought that if they had closed the liquor stores, they must have thought there'd be total anarchy.
Maybe
they knew if they took that away, I think they were scared that people would have went nuts. Because why else would they leave that open so much? It was a prevalent thing everywhere across the country. The liquor stores were open.
Yeah.
There was not even a debate about it.
Yeah, I know. I think about that now because I never really thought about that. They talked about grocery stores, clothing stores, just stay. The LCs were never mentioned, right? They never mentioned that till I heard you say.
Well, you and I
tonight.
were in our sobriety.
Yeah.
But like I said, it and then it kind of, when I was sitting here alone, I was thinking, well, I mean, I don't have to go to work. I don't have to be anywhere.
No.
No one would know, but I would know.
Yeah.
In the end, I would know. And what would that do to me? And it would send me in a spiral on out. But I had to walk myself through all of these things.
Yeah.
But I'd be lying if I said it didn't cross my mind, because especially by myself, it could have been easily done.
But you said it right there. You would know. You could get around without anybody else knowing, but you know.
But that's a lie too. That's a bloody lie now that I think about it. Because we both know if I would start my addiction, you will reveal yourself very quickly, spiral out of control, and there are consequences. I probably wouldn't be, sitting in this house had I restarted, and I certainly wouldn't want to find out. Only time would tell, and I'm glad that I was able. And now that I'm talking about that, again, I had multiple years.
Yeah.
And what did I do? I did not pick up a phone. I just had that realization right now in real time. Why didn't that occur to me? Why? Because we were so isolated and it was worldwide.
Yeah.
It did not occur to me to pick up a phone. My phone worked, but we were so brainwashed by everything that we saw on TV. Don't go outside, not allowed to see friends, not allowed to see family. It just honestly did not occur to me to pick up a phone.
Yeah. How did you feel when, do you think about that? How did you feel when you never thought of really picking up the phone? Did you of course you never even thought.
I only realized that now.
Okay, so you never
talked myself through it on my own. And if you remember right in the beginning, the church was closed. It took a while
to
get somebody had the idea, I don't know who. Wow, we'll do Zoom.
Yeah.
So then everybody, okay. Well, and then it was deemed an essential service. So then, things started opening up. But in the beginning, it was closed. It was not there. And, not to get political, but there was a pastor there and he was in a big trouble for feeding people. It was an authoritarian.
It was a time in our life.
It was an authoritarian crackdown where we had our rights taken away. And no wonder addiction wreaked havoc.
Yeah.
And you had Shirley.
Yeah.
And but I mean, there was an effect. Don't you remember? Like you couldn't see your family?
No, we couldn't. But we had each other, and we were there for each other. That's all we had was just each other, right? And nowadays, Shirley and I spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with each other. We're both retired, and we love our company. Sometimes we'll just sit and read, or we'll talk, or we'll watch some of our shows that we record on, and all these different networks that we can pick up. And
free to
go. And very blessed that we're able to do that. And, we went down to Mexico for 6 years, right?
Yeah.
And now we're starting to kind of trickle back there, so and I was with Shirley. Thank you that I was able to be with Shirley when she had some health issues, and they were really bad. The issues that Shirley had, I thought I was losing Shirley. I thought she was
in bad health.
Yeah, she was. She was really, really. I thought, wow, this is it. Like, wow, I don't, and then she came around and they found out what was wrong with her, and today she is, she's off her medication for that particular illness that she had, right? Her disease that she had, and she's doing pretty darn good, So
Well, I mean, again, it is a testament to your relationship, because there's not very many people that I know made it through the sobriety portion. Because again,
in the pandemic, you're talking about?
Well, I mean, just in general, because when people hit sobriety, we get that pink cloud effect. But then people age, people's goals, and goals change.
Yeah.
And people's paths, they want to go in different directions, and they that may not align. And when we sober up, and all of a sudden we start thinking. And it may not be anywhere near what we were thinking 2 years ago that we want, or we think we may want to do other things, and that may or may not align with the other person. I've just not seen a lot of people. I've seen some people come together.
Yeah. And
but like I said, to make it through is damn few. So it's good on you.
Yeah. Thank you. And, it's just something was looking after both of us there too. But it always takes two to tango, right? You got to, to make a marriage, to break a marriage, probably, whatever the case, even if I would have been able to live through still drinking after 14 years, I know Shirley and I've talked about this. Shirley would not be with me today if I was still where I was 14 years ago. She would not.
Yeah.
She would just not be.
You'd have hit the end of the rope at that point.
Yes, very much so, Sean. I would have, and
you probably wouldn't be here physically.
No,
because even if that would have ended, it probably would have ended you.
Pretty much.
To be pretty point blank, because if you were left to your own devices just to go wild, but I mean, thank God.
I wouldn't last long, Sean. No, I would not last. No.
You and me both. I was ready to.
No.
Be hospitalized.
Today I love life. I love living life, right? And I get excited for what things Shirley have. We both have dreams down the line of where we're going to be maybe in 5 years, to the best of our ability, right? I know I live my life one day at a time, but you still have to plan for stuff, right? And we plan together, right? And we might agree on certain things and agree on this and not agree on that, right? But that's okay. Can you imagine everybody in the world? Everybody being perfect? I can't visualize something like that.
I could in
everybody
my addiction,
being perfect.
I could in my addiction. If only.
Oh yeah.
Most of the people would do as I ask them to do, as it says it's written.
Yeah.
Man, wouldn't my life been so much easier? And then I realized now that.
They do what I want them to.
The stuff, the stupidity that I do, but I do admit it now. I contribute to the wreaking my own havoc, but at least now I'll admit it.
Well, we're the maker of our own problems. We're the root of all.
We put ourselves in every one of the situations that we write down in step 4.
Yeah, we did.
But I think that's all we've got for time. Thanks for coming.
Oh man, that's it, is it?
That's it. And then what? We're gonna have to have you coming back here again.
You know what? I'd love to, Sean. So we can just it's like a. It's like the part of the program, just us two.
It's an intense meeting.
Yes, it's. I love it, Sean. I'm so proud of you, buddy, for doing this. And your home is awesome. Your business is doing well. I love you as a human being and my dear friend. Thank you for asking me, Sean.
I love you too.
Okay, buddy.
All right, with that, everybody, take care, and hope you stay safe.
Stay safe.
Goodbye. We'll see you next week.
Bye.